We are ready for overtime here in Game 2 of the Patriot Division Finals. It's going to be very interesting. Craig Laughlin, Jeff Rimmer talking about the offensive guys. I want to know right now the state of mind of the goaltenders, particularly Frank Pietrangelo. When Calle Johansson scored that easy goal between his legs, Paul Coffey stood in front of Pietrangelo and just glared at him. None of that tapping, none of that saying, okay, let's get it back for you. And when John Druce took that drive that was wide and Dino Cicerelli almost tucked it in, Pietrangelo really overreacted to it. Now, since Pittsburgh has given him new life, will he settle down, or the Capitals can continue to work him in front? By the way, in the Adams Division Final, it's also an overtime game, as Montreal and Boston are tied up at 3 as they head into the extra session. For the overtime here, back upstairs to Jeff Rimmer and Craig Laughlin.
Thanks, Al. Now, you know, Craig, as Al pointed out, Pietrangelo fighting the puck a little bit here tonight. Conversely, Mike Liut, who we get a look at there, coming on and replacing Don Beaupre here in the third period. Maybe got a bit of a lift, and a big lift, in fact, when he was able to rob Jágr clean on that breakaway.
Well, I think he did, and I think once the Capitals got that 6-5 lead, it allowed Mike Liut to settle down. They got the tying goal, but now Mike Liut should feel fine in the goal. He should feel fresh with his legs and should be accustomed to the type of ice he's playing on here in Pittsburgh.
Backhanded deep into the Washington zone. This is Iafrate. Away from Lemieux. Up the wing, batted right back to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux turns on the half board, gets it in deep to Airy. Langway chases him. Thrown in front, and a shot goes wide. As the Penguins storm in the Washington net here in the early moments of overtime. Pietrangelo out of the net. Knocked in front. Here come the Penguins. This is Recchi to center. He's got Lemieux with him. Across the line, the drop pass for Recchi. A shot, Liut the save, and he clears the rebound to the boards. Kelly Miller back for Washington. Gives to Berglund. Berglund dumps, caps change on the fly. Penguins do the same. Pietrangelo for Stanton. A lead pass. This is Coffey. Motors to center. Coffey dumps to the open corner. Around on the far side. Cut off by Francis. Sends it in front across the goal mouth. Francis to Stevens, and a shot goes wide of Liut. Stanton on the point. Deflected by Francis. This is Mullen. Around the wraparound shot, deflected by Johansson, up into the crowd. A great defensive play by the Caps defenseman Johansson there as he dove in front of that shot. And with 18:44 left here in overtime, we are knotted at 6. The face-off deep in the Washington zone.
The Penguins putting on a lot of pressure down deep, and Joey Mullen walks out, but a great play by Calle Johansson to slide out there, get a piece of it with his stick and his body, sending it up over the glass. But the Penguins, they had a 3-on-2 rush. Recchi took the shot. Bob Airy breaking to the net. No one near him. You can see Airy yelling to him to pass on the puck, but this late in overtime, you want to shoot the puck as many times as you want, and they do a nice rotation in the corner out to Recchi, and Recchi tries to slide it. Glances wide of that far post past Mike Liut.
The Penguins coming out storming here in overtime.
Now Dale Hunter just settling things down, giving the linesman a little piece of tape off his stick to slow it down, to get some of the Pittsburgh pressure off the Capitals in their zone.
And that there is a veteran's move. Hunter's been chased from the circle. Tippett will now face off against Mullen. Francis likewise for Pittsburgh. Tippett cleanly wins the draw. Hatcher leads ahead on the wing for Cicerelli. Poked away. Francis gets it in deep. And that one broken up by Johansson, who feeds to Cicerelli. Down the right wing, Cicerelli works it around on the board. Tippett there on the near side. Tries to send it behind the net, but the Penguins break it up. Here's Francis. Dishing off for Stevens. He turns and backhands a shot that Liut had all the way. Hunter tries to get it away from Francis. Backhands in front. Hunter there to clear it. Hunter for Cicerelli at center with Tippett. Cicerelli lets one go from outside the line. It's off Roberts. Pietrangelo gives to Roberts. Quick pass up the left wing. Stevens could not control. Deep in the zone now. Jágr and Iafrate go to the corner. Iafrate first to touch it, icing the call. And a critical faceoff now back in the Pittsburgh zone.
Bob Johnson showing a lot of confidence in this youngster, sending him out early in this overtime period. He's a dancer, and he wants him out there to create some chances for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
You speak of being a dancer. This is the big dance, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Mike Liut on for Don Beaupre to start period 3. And he shut the door on the Penguins, save for the game-tying goal by Gillen. And really had no chance on that one. 17:54 left here in the first overtime. You watch Caps playoff hockey on DC 20. From the faceoff, tipped to the corner by John Druce. Bumps with Murphy. Away come the Penguins. Loney down the left wing. Francis with him. Loney clears it into the Washington zone. Liut out of the net. Turns away from traffic. Gives to Langway. Langway sends it down the right wing. The Caps, Leach with a drive. Pietrangelo gloving it. And he will hold on with a couple of Capitals awaiting the rebound.
Pietrangelo, there's no way he's going to drop that puck. Once he made that stop, he wasn't going to drop it and try to make a pass. With the Capitals barreling in on him, it could have bounced, it could have done something crazy, allowing Stephen Leach to pick that up. But that play started with Rod Langway, and a lot of guys would have dumped it around the boards. He was getting pressure, but he held onto it, and made that nice rink-wide pass, allowing Stephen Leach to get a good blast away on Pietrangelo.
As this game's worn on, Terry Murray has shuffled his lines. He's got Ridley with Miller and Berglund. Don Francis, the ex-Hartford Whaler, coming over in that big March 4th trade. The principal, from the Hartford perspective, John Cullen, who leaves Pittsburgh, and of course he's now a Whaler. Of course, the big sentiment, Ron Francis, now a Penguin. 17 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first overtime. Tied at 6. Caps win the faceoff. Johansson with a one-timer. That was blocked. I think it went off Ridley. Back come the Penguins. This is Airy. Airy dumps to the open corner. Liut works it to the opposite side. Cut off by Airy. He sends it down low for Recchi. Recchi looking in front. Johansson all over him. And Hatcher feeds it down the right wing for Berglund. Centering pass. Ridley couldn't control, and Lemieux dumps it back in. Goes to the far side. Johansson tips, but not out. Lemieux in front alone. Here's Lemieux, shoots. The save by Liut again, the save. And how about that? 2 big saves by Mike Liut. Lemieux in cold turkey.
Unbelievable. The Capitals got caught napping, couldn't clear the puck out of the zone, and number 66 all alone, one-on-one versus Mike Liut. And Mike Liut, what a save. He's standing, he holds his ground, he's watching Lemieux where he's going. Lemieux thought he had him beat, he couldn't get it up. Paul Coffey follows in from the point, gets a shot away, and Recchi tries to hack at it to get a good opportunity. But what a play, man for man. 2 big guys trying to go against each other. Mike Liut gets the better of number 66, Mario Lemieux.
The story of this hockey game. Mike Liut.
Must be that new mustache, Jeff.
And Mario Lemieux back at the Penguins bench. We'd like to have that one back. But let's give Liut all the credit. Lemieux was in home free.
Not too many goaltenders, I don't think, are going to stop that, Jeff. That's an unbelievable save.
Langway sends it in deep. Iafrate had it hop over his stick. Langway back for it now, deep in the Washington zone. On the far boards, feeds to Iafrate. He turns away from Kevin Stevens. Iafrate sends it off the wall. Backhanded by Cicerelli to Hunter. Hops over his stick. Kristich turns away from Mullen. A lead pass for Cicerelli across the line. A one-timer. And again, the save made by Pietrangelo. And one thing he is not doing here in overtime is allowing those rebounds to get away. Al Koken standing by, and boy, did he have the view on that one. Al.
Oh, you're right, Jeff. Mike Liut was unbelievable with those saves, the way he stood up and didn't really flop around. But they have finally solved things in the Boston Garden. The Montreal Canadiens, on a Stéphane Richer goal, wins it in overtime. So one French-Canadian does it tonight, another French-Canadian stoned by Mike Liut moments ago. Let's go back up to Jeff and Craig.
So that series knotted at 1-1. Here at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena, the Capitals lead the series 1-0. and we're in overtime in game 2. If you want to see exciting hockey, you can join us at the Capitol Center for game 3 Sunday night at 7:05. Francis lets it go. Kristich feeds to Iafrate. Centering pass for Hunter. Crosses the line. Hunter on the half board. Feeds down low. Kristich looking for it. Gordy Roberts puts it right on the stick of Hunter, who backhands in front. Kristich can't find the handle, and away go the Penguins. This is the big 55. Larry Murphy, who was hammered by Rod Langway. Iafrate off the wall. Gives to Cicerelli. Dumps to the open corner. Stanton first back for Pittsburgh. Stanton away from Kristich. Sends it ahead on the left wing. Stevens looking on the right side for Mullen, and that one just failed to click. Liut taps it off the wall. Stevens bumped by the Caps' Pavanka, who skates away with it. The Capitals with that extra jump. Here they come across the line. Johansson feeds to Leach, a shot, and it's wide as Pietrangelo had the angle. Back comes Pittsburgh. Cross-ice pass. Here's Coffey pinching in. Lets one go, and the blocker pad saved by Liut. Makes its way off the wall. Leach sends it off the glass for Pavanka with Druce. Here's Pavanka across the line. Murphy all over him. Druce in deep. Gets it away from Coffey. Stevens sends it the opposite way. Lemieux and Recchi get wires crossed, and Langway dumps back in for Washington. 14:55, the clock ticking. Both teams change on the fly. Dumped in by Lemieux, and actually it was deflected up into the crowd here at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Lemieux, as he skated by in front of Liut, offering him a nod of approval, and I guess even the great one, Mario Lemieux, can appreciate some great goaltending, and we saw that here early in overtime from Mike Liut.
He certainly was sharp. Mario Lemieux shaking his head a little bit. I don't think he's going to get one of those chances again, and you don't get too many of those opportunities. Even Mario Lemieux standing one-on-one against Mike Liut.
Flipped into the Washington end. Langway first back, the Caps team captain, trying to get away from Recchi. Leaves it for Iafrate. Lemieux all over him. The two bump in the corner. Iafrate has it underneath him, and play's been called. 14 minutes, 36 seconds left here in this first overtime. No one has left the Civic Arena.
On that play, Lemieux got up real slow. He was bent down on one knee. Looked like he was in a lot of pain when he tried to take the body on Al Iafrate.
Bob Johnson talking before the series started about the fact that there are games every other day in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it really does not give Lemieux an opportunity to regroup after a game. But he said he felt better yesterday, and of course is back in the lineup tonight. Here's Recchi sending it in front, off his skate. Kelly Miller with the loose puck. Miller with Ridley, the two of them, to center, across the line, drop pass for Ridley, a shot, a glove save, and holding on. The rebound again was Pietrangelo.
Well, Pietrangelo settled in this overtime period, snaring a couple of high shots fired his way. Good drop pass by Kelly Miller, and a nice snap shot. He just snapped it, trying to go top shelf past Roberts, who was giving Pietrangelo a little bit of a screen, but Pietrangelo, as soon as he caught it, he's not going to drop it. He's just going to force a face-off.
The Penguins have outshot the Capitals here in overtime, 6-4. But the Capitals still outshooting Pittsburgh, 42-40. Cicerelli behind the net, tries to throw it in front. Broken up by the Penguins. Hunter all over Larry Murphy. On the right wing, Francis able to clear to neutral ice, and Johansson tries to flip it back in and does. Murphy gives to Roberts. On the left wing, here's Loney. Dumping it to the open corner. Racing after it is Yager. Johansson works the opposite side. Gives to Cicerelli down the right wing. He's to center. Knocked down by Roberts, but Hunter picks up the loose puck. Caps storm in front. Hatcher with a drive, and again Cicerelli camped on the doorstep. Here's Johansson looking in front. This is Hunter in the corner, poked away. Kristich has lost his helmet, as he was mugged in front of the net. Johansson keeps it in and backhands it in deep. Picked up by Roberts. Caps change on the fly. A lead pass, they're looking for Yager, but breaking that up alertly was Kevin Hatcher. Yager picks it up and neutral ice. Feeds to Stanton. Across the line, lets one go high and wide of Liu. Tap behind the net. Yager setting up. Langway bumping with him. Troy Loney hammered against the wall by Kristich. Langway tries to work it free. Yager. Great by Langway along the wall. Backhanded by Kristich. Kept in the zone. Here's Stanton stepping up. Fires a shot. That one was deflected and hit the side of the net. Off Gregson, comes in front. Pivonka and Kristich bump. Loose puck, and it's skated away by Kevin Hatcher with Ciccarelli. 2-on-2. Pivonka trailing on the play. The pass to Pivonka. Offside on the left wing with Ciccarelli. And with 12:41, we'll have a face-off outside the Pittsburgh line.
Some great action both ways. The Capitals getting some good shots on Peter Angelo, but Mike Liut really being pressured. Pittsburgh Penguins throwing everything at the net. Troy Loney standing alone in front along with Yager. He redirects it. Had he stopped that shot from the point, he would have had clear sailing again. It would have been one-on-one. The Capitals running around in their corner a little bit, and they couldn't clear the puck around the boards, allowing the Penguins Stanton to keep that puck in play.
The crowd trying to encourage the hometown Penguins. Here in the second game, the Caps winning the opening game of the series and looking to move up 2-0 in the Patrick Division Final. Wednesday night, Washington with a pair of power play goals beat the Penguins 4-2. Stanton for Coffey, back to Stanton. Sends it up the boards, and it's cut off by Lawler and driven right back in deep. Peter Angelo out of the net. Frees it up for Stanton. Off the wall, Mullen couldn't take it. And Lawler backhands back in. This is Stanton again, sending it ahead. Cross-ice pass for Coffey. Coffey across the line, lets one go. Liut the pad save, and Lawler there to clear it away. Murphy drives it back into the Washington zone. This is Iafrate away from Francis. Iafrate with a burst of speed to center. He's across the line. Had it poked away, and back come the Penguins. Mullen with a lead pass. He gives to Francis. Down the left wing to Stevens. A pass to Stevens. He scores!
Guys, and keep them fresher for the last part of the game.
Their power play has been spectacular. You guys have done a decent job there. How do you keep their extra man unit off? I mean, is there just a way to discipline your team to try and not take these penalties?